Welcome to video 3 of the stroke, and today's video, or this video, is going to concentrate and focus on the role of the top arm in the stroke. So the first thing I'd like to do is spend a little time talking about the angles, the biomechanics of the top arm. So unlike the bottom arm, where we like to have it straight and have it pull through, right? Hinge and tension, pull through. The top arm does not need to be straight. I would actually encourage you to not allow it to be straight. If I am using my top arm properly, which means I'm pushing down and through the stroke, then having a straight arm at the elbow is going to put a lot of pressure on this joint, and over time the paddler will develop tendonitis, which takes a long time to heal up. The shoulder, I know from experience, and I've seen this quite a bit, but the shoulder, oftentimes people extend through the shoulder joint to get additional reach, like, ooh, there's my reach. That is not good. When you do this and you're applying a lot of force, the first thing to note is you're taking the lats out of that stroke, and that's the muscle group that we want to be engaged in. Secondly, this is really hard on the rotator cuff, and you will end up with shoulder injuries down the road. So many paddlers end up with shoulder injuries. So we want to keep that shoulder joint locked into a neutral position, not out here. So that's the next part to consider. The final component I want to talk about is the engagement of the top arm with the T-grip. When you are using the top arm's job is to downward pressure and through the stroke for the blade, for the catch. And if you have this kind of a grip, which is hard on the wrist again, and it makes it very difficult to apply the proper pressure for the top arm, you can have injury. So it's best to kind of rotate up that T-grip a little bit to have a nice straight lever here. Some paddlers like to have their knuckles forward instead of up, and that doesn't work for me because of just some flexibility, strength issues, and I don't like this bend in my wrist. I really want to stay in a nice straight position. So you'll figure out if you want to be rolled forward more or you want to be here, but this is not where you want to be. So when we talk about the role of the top arm, is the top arm, I'll get to my outrigger position, the top arm's job is, once I have set my intention with my bottom arm, like this is where I'm going in and I have my blade buried, then the top arm is engaging, doing this downward action. So you can see how the musculature is getting involved in this. So I take my stroke, boom. I take my stroke, boom. If you go up here and you try to engage the top arm too soon, you're going to slip through the water. So if I engage this, if I set my blade and it's not buried all the way, like it's not all the way in, and then I engage the top arm too soon, then I have this big slip in the water. So you just have to be patient. Go in, set the top arm. You go in, use the top arm. In, top arm. And you can see the little bit of, maybe you can see, a little bit of blade flex I have when I'm engaging my top arm. If you engage your top arm properly, you're going to be really tired, and that's a good thing. Also, when you're engaging your top arm, so here it is, my lats should be lighting up. They should be engaged. So in the stroke, the bottom arm, the lat should be engaged, and the top arm, the lat should be engaged. And so that's how you're going to utilize that top arm to have as much power as you can have within the catch and through the stroke. A couple other things to keep in mind with the top arm is that you want to make sure that your hands are stacked when you're going in the water instead of being like this. You don't want it to be like this, right? Because you have funny stroke. Hands are stacked, hands stay stacked throughout, right? So intention, catch, working together. So that's the top hand, and that's a really simple drill you can work on. So you have your hinge drill, you have your blade placement drill, you have a not angry top hand, you're not being mad at the water, and you're just going in, catch, going in, catch, catch, right? Catch. So I hope that helps you better understand the role of the top arm and hand in the stroke, and I really appreciate you taking the time to watch. Thanks.